You're listening to the Madness4life News Podcasting Network with your host, Matt Maldonado. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Matt Maldonado, here in Freedom Region 9 in Las Vegas, Nevada, and this is Madness4life News. I'm going to be getting into scholar who brought Obama into Chicago Law School, held top intelligence clearance. Putin is demonized while a democracy fails in America. Minneapolis military drills based confrontation scenarios. I'm going to get into all of that today. So let's get into this one right now. Scholar who brought Obama into Chicago Law School held top intelligence clearance. This is from Infowars.com. Around the time of former federal judge Michael McClellan lobbied Obama into a teaching position at Chicago Law School. He held top military and intelligence clearance, reporting directly to Obama, to Presidents Reagan and Bush on the legality of U.S. intelligence operations. By his own administration, a constitutional scholar, Michael W. McClellan, iconically a current Reaganite for Romney and various opponent of Obamacare, lobbied to get Barack Obama to legislator at Chicago Law School, in effect launching his legislating clear at the university, which in itself turned out to be the platform which he was catapulted into the U.S. State Senate and by extension the presidency. We had the opportunity of chatting quite a bit. McClellan told the Desert News in 2011, and I knew he was planning to return to the south side of Chicago. McClellan said it just seemed like a natural fit to connect him with the law school. The article goes on to say that it might sound curious for a known and very estimated conservative constitutional scholar to handpick a young and at the time an unknown liberal for a teaching position at the Chicago Law School, were it not for the fact that McClellan throughout his career has demonstrated a propensity for gravitating toward interesting assignments and compiling individuals. In a VetCom, McClellan's interaction with Obama could seem somehow extraordinary. The article explains, but playing an integral role in the ascension of a future president of the United States cannot be considered mere coincidence when played placed within the greater context of McKellen's career. McKellen's career is indeed great, widely regarded as the preeminent constitutional scholar on the very exercise and establishment caucuses. McKellen has successfully argued in defense of the United States Constitution, most notably signing a statement in support of a constitutional amendment to ban abortion. Speaking of the greater context mentioned, the article brings attention to McKellen's position as one of three members of the President's Intelligence Oversight Board, PIOB, on November 29th, 1988. President Ronald Reagan announced his intention to appoint Michael W. McKellen. It's not McKellen, it's McCollum. I can't even say his name. It's not McCollin because that's in the, it's O. McConnell, whatever. To the Oversight Board, mentioned of his membership of this executive exclusive appointment only oversight board, by the way, is completely upset from his Wikipedia page. In his capacity of member of this oversight board, Michael enjoyed top security military clearance for the period of no less than 2 years, from 1988 to 1990, under Presidents Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush, respectively. Michael reported directly to the commander-in-chief, advising the executive branch on the legality of U.S. intelligence operations at home and abroad. And it seems that Michael's credentials, there we go. Can't even read. Credentials were greatly appreciated, as he went on to serve as a federal judge on the United States Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit from 2002 to 2009. In addition, Michael's name appeared on the short list of candidates for a seat on the U.S. Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions. Illinois Law publication on page 33 of the May 1990 edition of Illinois Issues mentions some of the intelligence oversight board's factions. The board monitors government intelligence activities to ensure compliance with U.S. law and the Constitution. The board meets every other month and reports to the U.S. Attorney General. Members are appointed by the president and receives expenses only. The publication goes on to say that Governor J.R. Thompson is in line for a seat on President George Bush's Intelligence Oversight Board, IBO. He will join new appointee Amos Jordan of the Center for International Strategic Studies, and current men Michael W., assist professor at the University of Chicago's Law School, on the 3-member board. Only one photograph before the one mentioning Michael in relation to the PIOB, a familiar name pops up: Barack Obama. Misspelling preserved, formerly a community organizer on Chicago's far south side, was elected president of the Harvard Law Review by its 80 editors on February 5th, 1990. Currently a resident of Somerville, Massachusetts, Obama entered Harvard's law school in 1988, the first African American to head the review. He said in a February 9th PBS interview that he wants to make it a form for liberal, conservative, and monetary perspectives. His future plans include the practice of law for a few years and a return to the inner city as either an organizer or a politician. Obama, of course, chose the letter. This little biography is interesting, as Obama quite openly stated he is interested in practicing law only for a few years, after which he is determined to pursue a career as politician or organizer. As the quote dates from May of 1990, Michael W., which have been aware that attracting Obama into Chicago Law School would only mean having him on board for a couple of years, after which the bird would certainly ascend to greater heights. In reality, Obama huge or around a bit. Hung around a bit longer than just a few years, combining the job with his Senate position. Most interesting, Michael W. Attracted the young Barack Obama in his dual role as law scholar at the law school and member of the President's Intelligence Oversight Board. Around the time he successfully convinced the law school's former dean, Douglas Baird, to approach Barack Obama for a permanent teaching position. Michael W., lecturing off and on, held top military and intelligence clearance, including we may suspect it into operations, assessing individuals with future political inspirations, which after all is a integral part of the intelligence community since the 1950s. Anyway, I'm going to, after these couple paragraphs, by the way, guys, I'm going to be cutting this podcast shortly, so I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to be getting into these other issues. So I'm just going to be getting into one issue today, and tomorrow is going to be the Blitz. So I'm going to be back for an hour, and I'm going to be doing other stuff, just so everybody knows. All right, continuing here. In 2009, Robin Marfin tells us something regarding the details in the Chicago Law School's magazine. The future president came to the attention of the law school when Michael W., in 79, a professor at the law school at the time, who is now a federal judge on the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, told then Dean Baird, it's Baird, about an impressive editor at the Harvard Law Review who was doing an excellent job editing Michael W.'s submission. Hold on one second. Continuing here. I just lost my place. An excited job editing submission. Baird reached out to Obama and asked him about teaching, having already made plans to write a book on voting rights after graduation. Obama refused the offer, so Baird took a different approach and offered him a law and government fellowship, which would allow him to work on his book and would perhaps lead him to develop an interest in teaching. Obama accepted the offer and began the fellowship in the fall of 1991. A 2008 article in the New York Times states that Obama was offered his position on a little more than editing suggestions he made on one of Michael W's articles as published in the Harvard Law Review. The notion that mere editing as suggestions on an article would be enough motivation for Baird and Michael W's to go out of their way to bring the young lawyer on board is on face value absurd. The individual fact that Obama insists on writing his book on university payroll has also raised eyebrows, especially given the fact that back then Barack Obama has still only a young man at the start of his career. For some reason, Michael W. and the Chicago Law School's dean were leering enough to offer young Barack a government fellowship, allowing him to quietly continue on with his book, hoping he, as Morfin writes, might develop an interest in teaching, an unprecedented thing from whatever angle you approach the affair. The affair becomes somewhat more understandable when we follow this history in light of Michael W.'s appointments to the highly exclusive President's Intelligence Oversight Board, a position in which Michael W. was authorized to investigate the most top secret activities in American intelligence operations. Of course, Michael W. was and is bound by confidentiality. There we go. And cannot disclose anything classified above the level of restricted. The fact that he now openly, even loudly opposes the president's constitutional violation perhaps is a sign that the law scholar tries to make amends for the role he played in Obama's ascension. And that's going to be all for today. I'm going to be back tomorrow at about 12 o'clock. This podcast will be about an hour for tomorrow. Today, it's only going to be about, I would say 18, 19 minutes. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, just hit the subscribe button. You can actually look up this scholar who brought Obama into Chicago Law School, held top intelligence clearance on Infowars.com. So if you can also follow me on the other links below, and also the song you heard was from Close to Modern, so you can follow them also on the links below. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good night. God bless America.